now that Raffy Devers is gone, who is the face of the Boston Red Sox? That's what's interesting here, because a couple of guys have talked about it on radio. A couple of guys have written about it. Now it seems that Roman Anthony is the face of your franchise with Raffy Devers out the door. Now, of course, there are other big-time major leaguers, right? There's Garrett Crochet. There's Alex Bregman, who's hurt. I'm not going to play for a while. But all signs are pointing to that this paves the way for Roman Anthony to get more shine, to get more time in the lineup. And look, I love Roman Anthony. We all do. What we're about to say, what I'm about to say, is not taking away from our love and excitement for Roman Anthony. But you genuinely can't sit there and tell me you traded Raffy Devers in the middle of June of this season for a guy with one major league hit for him to become the guy. And you know what else? Can I flash you back to a week and a half ago when Craig Breslow was still standing by that company line of, we're not calling up Roman Anthony yet because we don't want him to feel like he needs to be our savior? We don't want fans telling him he needs to be that. A week and a half later, you trade the face of the fucking franchise? What bullshit, man. What bullshit. It literally took, for them to have Roman Anthony in the lineup every day, it took Wilyer Abreu getting hurt and them trading the best player on the roster for nothing. Again, make it make sense. Like, yeah, now Roman Anthony is going to be the face of your franchise in the future. That's what the number one prospect in baseball is supposed to be for the future. But the kid's played a week, and you traded an all-star, a guy who's going to be an all-star again, so that he could take the mantle? Like, again, that's not adding up. You do that before next season, when Roman Anthony hits 280 and hits 15 bombs in the second half of, or whatever, the last 3 months of the 2025 season. Then you trade Raffy Devers. And then you say, Roman, you're our guy. Nope. They let him play a week. Not even a week. One hit. And they're trading Raffy Devers so that Roman Anthony could be the guy. How does that make sense? Again, make it make sense, man. And if and when, because it will be a when it's Roman Anthony's time to be the face of the franchise, that's going to be a good thing for the Red Sox. But it's not now. Red Sox fans weren't begging to call him up because we wanted him to be the face of the franchise in the middle of June. They're begging to call him up because the team sucked. And you had David Hamilton hitting almost every day. And Cedar Rafaela sucked. Like, that's why you wanted him up. Red Sox fans begging for him to be called up from Worcester didn't mean, please trade Raffy Devers so that this can be Roman Anthony's team. And I can't believe that was the Red Sox front office mindset. I'm ready to start taking these sports talk radio callers or whomever's watching right now and is getting in the comment section. I'm ready for you guys to start running this team over Craig Breslow. Like, again, if you want to make the argument in the offseason that, hey, we kind of had enough of, like, let's play this out. Let's play out a hypothetical. Let's say you get to the offseason. You missed the playoffs. Okay, you missed it by a couple of games. You were about 500. And Raffy Devers had a great season, but you continued on with this shit. Christian Campbell played some first base. He didn't acclimate well, kind of took his season off the rails, and you're sick of Raffy Devers' shit. Then you trade him. And you say, hey, we're going into next year fresh. We're going to add in this offseason as well, but we're rolling with the kids. Bregman, we're going to try to convince you to resign because you still need to do that, by the way. But the faces of our franchise and our lineup are going to be Jarren Duran and Christian Campbell and Marcelo Meyer and mainly Roman Anthony. That's fine. Like, that still sucks for a lot of Red Sox fans because trading Raffy Devers sucks. But you also can understand that. Okay, we're going into next season. But here you've done it when you finally started winning. Here's your first sweep since, April? First time the Yankees have been swept all year. You've won 5 in a row. It's your longest winning streak of the season. And you just say, yeah, you know what? Now's the time. And we'll talk to you guys. We'll explain it to you guys 26 hours later. I think that's really good for our pub. But now is the time for Roman Anthony to be the face of the franchise a week into his major league career. So don't give us that shit. Don't try to villainize us, the fans, of saying, oh, well, they're going to put too much pressure on the kid. They're going to expect too much. Listen how loud they're cheering when he gets called up to the plate. You guys are the ones screwing him. What's worse, cheering for him when he goes up to the plate in his first major league game and putting that kind of pressure on him, or trading the best fucking player on the team and putting that kind of pressure on him? It's just such bullshit, man. It's just another example of the Red Sox think you're stupid. They really do. They're just going to keep peddling this crap down your throat. Oh, he needs to work on this thing. Oh, he's not ready for the majors yet. Oh, we got more versatile in this deal. We got more athletic. No, you didn't. You got worse with this deal. And you thought we were going to put pressure on the kid. Like, we all know. We're not stupid. We know these kids are the Red Sox future. This generational trio. Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony. We know that's the future of your franchise. But nobody was saying, yeah, get rid of this Devers guy right now. Again, it's the timing of it all. I can understand some of the reasoning. You know, he has been difficult this year, Devers. He has been. And these kids are your future. I get both of those things in a vacuum. But if you add those things together, it does not say trade Raffy Devers now, a week into Roman Anthony's career, 3 weeks into Marcelo Meyer's career, and right before you were about to send Christian Campbell down because he's been struggling so much. And like, it's not like you got more versatile here. You've got more guys you can put at DH. Great. Maybe it frees up some space for Masataka Yoshida, another guy you've got to trade. But like, that doesn't mean that you suddenly have a first baseman. That doesn't mean Christian Campbell's a better second baseman. That doesn't mean Roman Anthony knows how to field ground balls in the outfield. You know, it just means that every couple of days you can plug one of those guys at DH. That doesn't help your defense. It doesn't help make your team better. And you still have a hole at first base. Like, Toro's playing well right now, but trading Devers and getting no first baseman in return still has you at the same spot of guys who don't know how to play first base. Exactly. They're just a little late on censoring me. It just, I'm okay with Roman Anthony being the face of your franchise someday, even as soon as next year. June 2025 is not it. It's the same month you've called him up. Like I said on the show last week, it's time to get excited because you're seeing the future of your team right here. But that's because you still have Jarren Duran, Raffy Devers. You'll have Alex Bregman this year. And they said no. They said no. You absolutely could have got more for Jarren Duran. Cheaper. Team control for less time, but cheaper. Like, I saw this deal yesterday. And I thought this would be a decent haul for Trevor Story. You know, a guy that's owed a lot of money over the next couple of years, who's starting to hit a little bit better the last week or two here. Like, this is a good trade for Trevor Story. You know, Kyle Harrison might be a guy in your rotation at the end of this year, going into next year. You know, Tibbs is a first-round draft pick. A bad one, and he's 23. But for Trevor Story, you'd take that. For Jarren Duran, I would think this isn't good enough. Right? And MLB executives wouldn't think that's good enough. All the trade packages we're seeing across everywhere for Jarren Duran has teams' top 5 prospects. 2 of them had top 5 prospects in baseball. So to think that we're looking at this and saying that's not a good enough deal for Jarren Duran, but it's good enough for Rafael Devers is insane. Asinine. Roman Anthony, you're the face of the franchise, whether you like it or not, brother. And I think he will thrive in that role at some point. I think he's a franchise kind of guy. But the bottom line is you already had one and you traded him in the prime of his career for a kid that just turned 21, couldn't friggin' order a drink at the bar a month ago. It's gross, man. I mean, it's genuinely one of the worst trades in Red Sox history, with a franchise whose history of trading guys is well known. They sold Babe Ruth. They traded Mookie Betts. This is going to be the worst because there's no reason for it. Yeah, Babe Ruth will probably still be the worst, but that was a sale. That wasn't really a trade. It just doesn't make any sense. Roman Anthony, it's your team now. Like it or not. This was the organization that told us you weren't ready, that you needed to work on some things, that you couldn't be the savior, that they couldn't find a spot for you in the everyday lineup, and now they're telling you you're our guy, you're our franchise. How the fuck does that make sense? Seriously, a week and a half ago when they sucked, you couldn't find a spot in the lineup for them. All you needed to do was get William Abreu hurt, and then you were so out of options that you needed to trade your best player. Here we go, Roman Anthony era, right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Was that the right move because it's Roman Anthony's time and Roman Anthony's team? Let me know in the comment section. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you hate this Raffy Devers trade, or if you think Roman Anthony's the face of the franchise. Let me know. We're live on YouTube, high noon Eastern time every weekday, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. Check out the other videos on the channel. We've done Roman Anthony ones. We've done plenty of Raffy Devers ones, and find out everything else that's going on with the world of the Red Sox and Boston sports. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air every weekday. Special thank you to him and to all of you tuning in. We will see you tomorrow on a little ditty that we like to call The Cam Show.